If you want news and rumors that appeal, welcome to the Dusty Wheel.
Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel.
If you want news and rumors that appeal, welcome to the Dusty Wheel.
Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel.
Hey, it's Matt, the innkeeper. Welcome to my house. This sucks.
Just go down the stage.
Do it again. Do it again.
We're not doing a lot of takes.
Do it again. Oh shoot.
It's fine. It's fine.
No, let's go back.
No,
Let's
no,
go back.
no.
Let's go back.
Come on.
Let's go back. Hey, it's Matt, the innkeeper, and welcome to my house. So now, let me welcome you to the Dusty Wheel. Okay, so what you're seeing here, honestly, you're normally seeing this. With the lights off and the lighting, that's basically the ambiance of this room.
Kind of takes away some of the...
It does take away some of it, right? Now, this wall, Taylor was dedicated to us actually creating the shell of the room to feel like an inn, especially right here. We were going to replace this door, but never got to it, so. And we liked actually making this entire wall. It gives the inn feel to it, if you will. But a funny note on these walls, right now they are screwed in, but we didn't do that until September of 2021. Until then, just like, I think that one is over there, they were just leaned up against the wall. And one time, the wall fell, almost broke our camera. That camera.
It pushed over both the lights and a TV.
Yeah. That did encourage us to put things up. But yeah, this is these walls basically are so fixed now because we thought we won't be moving and we can actually put them up there, and instead we're moving. Yeah, this is where the magic happens. The sign, Taylor, you want to go up to the sign? This is something people often wondered if it was real back here. This sign
being hung by string.
This black string right
and
here.
Command hooks.
Exactly. This is the magic. Unraveling the pattern gave us this sign, if you recall, live. We unraveled, I guess, his package here, and this has become. You don't like that was bad?
No, the sentence.
Unravel his package. Yeah.
I don't know.
You're welcome, Lauren. This actually, I think, brought the whole thing together.
Honestly, yeah. the entire look.
Like the sign was so key.
And the way that it kind of sticks out from the wood of the walls.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
I love it. I love it. And then I think you came up with like, hey, we need a bookshelf. I think everyone had a bookshelf behind them.
You
except
really
us.
did not want a bookshelf.
I really? I was against the bookshelf thing?
You were very much against the bookshelf.
So yeah, we decided for a bookshelf.
But once it got there and you saw the books on it,
Yeah,
you were like,
that was nice.
You were like, okay.
I mean, let's turn the camera around and let's show what we have over here. In fact, I guess I can like, there it is. You can see what I'm seeing. That screen on your left, or on our left now, is the screen where I have chat up. So if I'm ever looking off to my left, that is where chat was at. Then we had, I also would leave notes over on the left one. This one in front of me is the screen that I'll show, basically show things on your screen that you see. So you can see the many tabs that we have. Those are the different images, and as I'm displaying them, they're on this screen. So whatever's here when I do display is what I'm seeing. So if you ever see me type, that's basically where I'm typing in. Now, yeah, you can kind of get a feel for our Stream Deck that we have here, and basically that is what I get to see.
And the camera right in the middle.
And the camera right in the middle. The larger screen actually has you put Streamlabs up there.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing basically what's being produced live at the time in the top screen up there. And then if you look over to the left, this is Taylor's, by the way, Genesis: A Story of Creation. It's a short film that Taylor created. And Tayan, that's right. So this is what I'm seeing that Taylor's working on. So if there's something on the screen that's not showing me the Zoom call, I can look over here and actually see the individuals on Zoom, which is where I saw Hamed Anamashan when he was on as a guest for the Wheel of Time Idol, and he was pumping his arms during one of the songs. And it made me laugh because I couldn't see it over here, but I could see it on Taylor's monitors. So yeah, those 6 screens are kind of what I'm seeing as things are live. And that camera is where I'm staring at. When we actually had a 2-camera setup in the other room. That was ridiculous.
That was like right underneath each other.
It was like weird because at different angles it would just be like,
a slight
difference.
Stood up.
I don't know. We had two cameras and 2 mics. It was overkill for the first time. We're like, we're gonna have guests. We're gonna do all this stuff, and we didn't have our first guest. I guess we did one kind of guest test.
We don't need
once.
to talk about that.
You don't want to talk about that.
Goodness gracious.
Taylor, what is it about this kind of studio you set up that you like the most?
I think it's been through many different. Here, do you want to record me?
Yeah.
This studio has gone through like numerous amounts of changes. So coming from the room that we showed you at the beginning, like there was like 3 different times, maybe 2 different times we changed the like where the computers were set up and like the spacing of the room. And then in here, it's been like there's been like 7 different ways.
Where do we? That was the corner. If you look at this corner over here, this is the corner we actually did our Twitch live streams from. When we had 2 studios.
Yeah.
You
Watch
set up
parties.
the studio. Watch parties happened in that corner, and we had both desks set up, and that's where we could kind of turn the cameras towards either of the sets. So.
And then I had my desk. It was like a smaller desk, and it was right behind the TVs. So I was like right underneath them all. And it was a really cool sight to see kind of this entire half of the room taken up by like an inn and then a modern take on the inn.
Well, that's true. There you go. Because we had those walls covered also. Mm-hmm. So all of these walls were covered up to that window all the way around. And then once we did not any longer have that studio set up, we kind of got rid of them.
We took it down, and then so like I've had my desk that's currently over here on this wall, and then far away in that other left corner, and then next to the TVs, and I've done it like super close to this one, and then over here to the left. And the biggest change that I think I made was cord management. I tried to like always here. Let me
come back and
yeah.
Show some cords on the ground.
No, I think, and it's not perfect right now.
It's not perfect.
But no, I think a big part of it was I wanted this space not to feel cluttered, and it definitely had felt cluttered in years prior. So I think it's just been a really cool thing.
This is the end.
Creating it, and I think I have a couple ideas for a new look, and maybe for the second season of the Dusty Wheel in our new home.
After like 3 years.
Yeah. Hey, I'm fine with that. We every 250 episodes, it's a new season.
This all began, I guess, that room and the Taylor actually kind of creating this look all began, as I've told people, at JordanCon. And we decided we're going to do a live show. And then we went home and kind of talked about it. This idea of still being live on camera and having a studio in our house was a little bit funky. And then they announced in June, we were on vacation, they announced that Rosamund Pike was going to be in the show. And that was when I guess I turned to Taylor and said, okay, you got $1,000, create a studio. Now that was like joking. I was like, he's like, how much is my budget? I'm like, I don't know, $1,000. What can you give me? And I didn't really want to spend $1,000. He did spend $850.
It was around there, yeah.
Around that much money. And I remember him telling me what the final bill was, and I was like, wow. Okay. Does your mom know? So yeah, that was the idea, was to give Taylor the freedom of if he had that much money, what could he bring us? What could he build us? And yeah, this is what we got in the end. What we started with was, you're seeing these 3 monitors now, but what we started with was like a 22-inch BenQ.
That one over there on the right.
Oh, can you see that one? Oh yeah, that far one over there on the right. That was the monitor that I would look through to see things that Taylor was showing on screen. It took me a while to actually get into live chat, be watching chat the entire time. And so yeah, we started with the little BenQ. It was sitting on some VHS tapes on top of a chair, just like that. In fact, that is the chair, Taylor. You want to show the...
I do.
This is the chair that I have sat on for now 200 plus live streams. It is not comfortable. That much is true. That chair is not comfortable. But it made it through like a 12-hour live stream a couple times. So we'll probably keep it from a nostalgic standpoint.
We have to. I mean, we already got rid of the bar, which I feel like was blasphemous. But
It does feel a little bit weird to have kind of... But I'll be honest, someone sold it to us while they were moving. We were moving, and we sold it to somebody else. So somebody out there has the original Dusty Wheel bar, and it'll just like live in infamy. It'll be like somebody will find it someday in like 50 years. Oh yeah, and this is pretty funny. This book.
there's 2 of them.
Which book? What is this book?
Fablehaven 2, I believe.
Fablehaven. I've never read this book. I think it's one of you guys. Fablehaven 2 is the book that is holding up this monitor to keep it straight because of the...
These are the 2 funniest books. This is actually hilarious.
What is this one?
This is the National Treasure,
what is this?
4th book that came out, or something. Maybe it's not 4th book. I actually don't.
What is that book?
It's National Treasure. I remember I was in elementary school, and it was like, it came in, and I was like, wow, I've never read a book before. This is like my...
Dude, you gotta put that back in, man. That was
No.
There we go. Let's repair our studio here. There we go. National Treasure is back where it belongs. And then the weights holding down the... we didn't have a great
that's not our fault. That's because...
Sorry about that. So these 2 15-pound weights have served their purpose of holding up this mic stand in a way. Honestly, a lot of these things happened and we just did them and never went back and like improved upon them.
No,
they just were. So that is it. I hope you enjoyed your behind the scenes look at the Dusty Wheel Inn. And as we started here, good night from the Dusty Wheel and smash to black. You just put it on your leg. Welcome back to the Dusty Wheel. I'm your host, Eden Keeper.
There was a funny audio thing there. I was waiting for.
You want to play the audio thing?
Well, it's just funny.
Look,
on
you
the
just
way
like
out,
cut off
you
my
laughed.
intro right now. Is all I'm
So
saying.
it.
Oh,
Whatever, it
jeez.
doesn't matter.
We'll play the funny intro
Whatever,
thing. No, here you go. Here you go.
whatever,
Here you go.
whatever.
Here you go. Here you go. You just put it on your leg.
Yeah, I don't know.
That was pretty good.
Good. Okay.
Is that better? Is
I'm
that
just
better?
saying,
Yeah,
like,
yeah. That's
movies
fine.
have ends
That's fine.
for a
That's
reason.
fine.
You
Yeah,
know,
that's
like
fine.
there's.
That's fine.
It's a completion.
Well, welcome back, everybody, to the Dusty Wheel. We're back for our second show tonight. Taylor, nice job on the. Everyone was talking about it, the Cribs look you gave to the.
I know it was. It actually turned out pretty funny. I really liked it.
Yeah,
So,
that was fun.
I hope everyone liked the little look into the Dusty Wheel.
I love that we pointed out the books that were holding the monitors and the weights that are holding the mic stand. It's
Which
so.
I believe that's the third Fablehaven, not the second one.
Oh,
so
sorry.
About that.
Yeah.
And I don't know which book of the.
Oh my gosh, that was some good stuff. I love this.
The Tweeter of Chaos was there.
Tweeter of Chaos.
Yeah.
Has the Tweeter of Chaos funded a new chair yet?
He is not.
Oh, sorry. Amazon bought all the stuff,
Oh,
so it would be funding it again or something.
save us.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I
Swivel chair fund. Good luck with the move. Thank you for the tour. Well, thank you guys. It's so funny. We showed them the chair, and now people are donating money for a better chair. So, okay. Well, that was not the sole purpose of you all being here tonight. In fact, let me welcome our guest who has been off in the wings. Not you, Taylor.
know. I'm trying to move.
Oh, so you're not in there. So let me welcome our guest tonight because we're actually going to take a tour, a different kind of tour tonight, down or get to the College of Charleston. And to do that with us is our last guest here at the Dusty Wheel in this location. So let me welcome, without further ado, Bain Chiad. How you doing?
Hi, everybody.
It's so. What did you think about that intro behind the scenes look? Was that anywhere close to what you imagined the end was looking like?
Not at all. I think I saw someone in chat say they thought it was in a basement. That is what I envisioned. That it was in like this dark basement with no windows or like windows at the top of the room. And
Yeah.
I imagined the whole room being dark. But yeah, it looked cool. I love that Nicolas Cage was supporting the whole operation.
Totally.
A lot of people said they thought it was in a cave.
Yeah, in a cave. Yes. They thought there was so much light because it's a lower basement, or it's a higher basement, and they were surprised. But yes, Taylor, it's awesome having you here. We'll have Taylor come back later on. Everyone, we are going to unbox a gift from a fan at the end of this. Yeah, I'll show you that. It's finally happening today. Oliver's Ears sent this package.
Look how
that's
huge this thing is.
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's ridiculous. So can't wait to do that with you, but that's gonna be later. We're gonna dive in here and we'll say goodnight to Taylor. He'll be back in a bit. We're gonna dive into.
Oh, I was gonna wave bye, but okay.
Oh, sorry. You want to wave?
Fine, whatever.
Get out of here. Get out of here. So why don't we do this? What I thought we'd do, for those of you that are out there that are always kind of wondering, we do Robert Jordan's notes episodes. And we quote those notes and we talk about things that Robert Jordan wrote. And they're actually available to view. These same notes are available to view at the Special Collections Department of the Addlestone Library at the College of Charleston, where, Grace, you visited. So why don't you just jump in and tell us, why did you want to go? And when did you start making these plans, and what happened?
Yeah, well, I felt it was my sacred duty as a super fan to eventually go check out the notes. I had seen many of your episodes with Therese and Linda talking about the notes, and I felt like I needed to see them for myself. It wasn't the main reason for my visit. Actually, my dad lives in Charleston. So hi, Dad. He's probably going to watch this at some point. And he had a 70th birthday and retirement party this past weekend. And I thought, well, I'm going to be there for the weekend, so I better find a way to get to the library as part of my weekend plans. I found out kind of late in the game that they're closed on the weekends. So I was very lucky to squeeze a visit in on Friday afternoon, but I barely made it because my flight was delayed a couple times. So I actually didn't get the full appointment. I wanted to get the full 3-hour time slot, but I only ended up being there for about 2 hours.
Okay, so you've just said a couple things to fans that are like, okay, I can't wait to hear what you're going to tell us. But also, if I do this, what should I and should I not expect? So it sounds like don't expect to go on a weekend. You can only get access during the week. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. So for those of you watching out there, if you're making this idea of I want to go, only during the week. And then you said something about a 3-hour appointment. Do you only can reserve it in 3-hour chunks or something?
Yes, exactly. So definitely make an appointment ahead of time. You can't get in unless you have an appointment. So you have to actually call them or email them. And then you get set up with the archive specialist and they'll email you and they'll ask you to actually pick out what boxes you want to look at. So there's 80 boxes. So there's no way you're going to get through all 80 of those boxes on your 3-hour visit. So you have to be really selective.
I was going to show people what those boxes looked like here. Let me see if I can grab an image that, but you can go in. But yes, if you're kind of curious, like what does a box look like? This is a really fun image to see here. So let me zoom out for everybody, and yeah, check this out. Is that what a box constitutes?
Yeah, so each one of those is one box. So you see that the one that's closest, box 25. And then within each of those boxes is probably maybe like 20 folders, like manila folders, full of pages and pages, like 8x12 typewritten pages mostly. So it's a lot to get through. I asked them for 9 boxes. They told me they thought I could get through 12 in a 3-hour time period. So I thought, okay, well, 9 I can definitely get through. But
wow, they thought you get through 12. They mean just like read through? Is that what they meant? Because I would imagine, what do they mean by get through? Just kind of like browse?
I think you'd have to be a really fast reader to get through all of that in 3 hours. I didn't make it through 9 in 2. I think I only got through maybe 5 or 6. And even then I wasn't going through the entire box. I had selected certain folders that I wanted to look at. But it's near impossible to get all the information you want or to even really know what you're looking for. Yeah. So definitely, I know some people in chat asked, like, can you go multiple days in a row? I'm sure that you can. I know, Matt, you mentioned that Therese did that when she went. So definitely, if you can go for like a week, you should, because you're going to want to keep looking. I wanted to keep looking. I didn't, there was just so much more that I wanted to see.
What is now? You did look up some things. Let me show these tweets. For example, you told people you were going, and this is one of your, tweets, and you said, "I'm going to go see tensions between maidens and Siswam." Can you pronounce that word?
Siswayaman?
Siswayaman. Of course you can, because you're a maiden. Tensions between wise ones and Aes Sedai undated is one of those. And then you also wanted to see this one, which... who doesn't? Notes on Aielfen and the Aiel clan chiefs, undated also. So if people are kind of like, hey, you kind of mentioned like these are definitely ones I mean, there's this one you said you wanted to see too. Memory of Light outline and notes. I'm familiar with that one. That one's a fun one. So where did you find these? If people want to plan out their trip, it looks like you were really ready and prepped. Did you go to the website to do this?
So that was sent to me in an email by the archive specialist. He sent a link to this thing called a finding tool. And the finding tool just lists all of the boxes of notes. And it's not just Wheel of Time. There were tons of other things that Robert Jordan had written. Yeah. So only Wheel of Time is just a small portion of all the notes that are available from him. But the finding tool, you can put in a search for a certain word. So like I typed in Aiel, I typed in Malkier, like different things to see what they had. And then from there, I told him what boxes I wanted based on that.
Cool. Did it seem like that was a tool that only once you set up an appointment, they send you to use, or is it a publicly accessible tool?
I'm pretty sure it's publicly accessible. I can send you the link and you can post it on the video, because I think you can, I think you can look through and see.
I see a question. Are there notes on shipwrecked? Did you see anything? Was that one of the words you searched for, shipwrecked?
Do they mean something different than the Wheel of Time?
Well, because shipwrecked I think is a name, or I think that might have been a name that Jordan gave another series he was going to write. In other words, and not that I expect you to have the answer. I think this is something with that tool that you had, people could look up, right? Shipwrecked or something. And
it probably was there. I'm sure it was. I just had tunnel vision and found Wheel of Time, and that's all I looked through. But there was a bunch of other bullet points. They probably had that.
Now, were the 80 boxes just Wheel of Time, or that 80 boxes this entire Jim Rigney collection? And so some of those boxes were just unrelated to Wheel of Time necessarily. Is that correct? Or is it 80 Wheel of Time boxes?
I think 80 in the entire collection is probably what it was. Yeah.
Okay. And I'm seeing a lot of people like Riss said, those A Memory of Light notes with big eyes. Okay. So let me end this poll, by the way. About 200 of you voted on this. Should we change the look at our new home 57% of you said yes. 43% said no. There's some nostalgia there. We'll see what Taylor comes up with. And now I'm going to ask everybody, from what you've heard so far, do you plan to visit the Special Collections Department at the Addlestone Library? I'm kind of curious if just hearing you talk about this has convinced people this is a journey they need to make for themselves. So it sounds like you have to go during the week. You can schedule, maybe a 3-hour period of time, and there's 80 boxes of total materials to go through, and you can do some searching beforehand about what type of subject matter so they can have those ready for you. If you asked in the moment, could you have said, hey, I'd like another box while I'm there? Or do they have to kind of like prep these and bring them out for you? So those are the only ones you can really look through for your appointment.
I'm going to say probably not, unless you're really persuasive and charming. I don't know that you could get another additional box, because they were very clear, like, we need to know ahead of time so we can go and get these. I have no idea where they actually are. They could be in some like dungeon locked away somewhere, or even in another building, possibly. I don't even know. So you have to know what you want, and that's what you have to stick with for that appointment.
By the way, I love that you picked this one. This makes me laugh. Food and dishes of the world. Did you ever get to see that one? Is that one of the ones you get to see?
I did, actually. That one actually was requested from one of my co-hosts from Threefold Talk. Rob wanted to.
Rob,
he's a
of
chef,
course.
So of course he wanted to see the food.
Wanted to see that one.
It really wasn't as exciting. I was hoping for like some, insider information on what inspired certain cuisines or whatever. It was literally just a list of every single food that was ever mentioned in the books.
Gotcha. Okay. So not exactly what Rob was looking for. Where did this request come from? Notes on the Malkir, undated.
Yeah, same thing. So I had talked to some people before I left, friends and whatnot, about what people wanted me to look for if I could. So that one was a pretty thin folder that was easy to quickly jot down some notes on. And what was interesting about that one is that it was one of the examples of something I found where there was an unexpected kind of side idea that was in the folder that I wasn't expecting. So basically, they were listing different Malkir characters, and they were started to talk about Jane Farstrider. And within the section on Jane Farstrider, they talked about Grendel and how Grendel was using him. And that was the most interesting thing that I found in the entire folder on Malkir. So it's like, you don't know what you're going to find and where. And sometimes the thing you're looking for is not even going to be in the folder that you're looking at.
Totally. Yeah. I think that's a good experience. A good thing to know, which is you might be really shocked at what you find. There could be spoilers in tonight's episode. I forgot to remind everybody, but now you know, show could contain spoilers. So if you don't want anything spoiled from the books, as we talk about the notes and things that are going to come out, we're probably going to talk about some of these things that could spoil things for you. So know there will be some spoilers. But yes, that's been my experience too with the notes. You'll run into random facts, just like totally out of the blue, and you were not expecting it. So that's part of the fun, I think, of this trip. Is just because you picked the IEL folder doesn't mean you're not going to read something completely, related in some way, but unexpected, if you will.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, before we jump into kind of what you found, I did want to show people this image, which I thought was a lot of fun. This one you posted, it was like about a hotel that you were passing. Is that what that was? Elon right there. Did that just kind of catch you out of the, you're just looking to the right, or what's the story behind this image?
Yeah, so that was during my frantic cab ride to the library from the airport. So I knew I'd be an hour late, and I was in a cab, and I had a wonderful, sweet cab driver who was playing some very inspiring music so that I wouldn't be too panicky. And we were stopped at an intersection, and I just looked over and I saw this hotel that was Elon. And I thought, well, okay, I guess I'm in the right place at the right time, and snapped a quick photo and posted on Twitter.
That's so good.
Thought it would amuse some people.
Oh yeah. That is highly amusing to see Elon there. Well, because you also, there's another image here that you posted, which people would be familiar with. This might look like something. I like this one too. what do you know?
Yeah.
Ogier Street.
Ogier Street. Yep.
Was it just, I mean, maybe describe the, just for example, just getting like chills here, kind of seeing Ogier Street. What was the experience like for you from an emotional standpoint?
Well, I'm a very emotional person about a lot of things. And
Sure.
I was already in a really emotional place just going there for a variety of reasons. But once I got there, it was just really overwhelming. I felt just this sense of like reverence for everything.
Yeah.
And gratitude for Robert Jordan having been there and maybe been inspired by his surroundings, and for the creativity that he had, participated in while he was there. And that street, I knew that it existed, but I didn't know where it was. I actually ended up seeing that street on the way from the library to my hotel. So I decided I wanted to walk from the library to my hotel, and I just happened to pass that street.
That's awesome.
So it was just like, there were a lot of little things like that, like synchronicity throughout my weekend. And I was just like, this is where I'm supposed to be. And this is magical and inspirational. And I recommend it to anybody in the fandom because it's a really powerful experience.
Yeah, this is definitely has to be one of the ones you also posted to social media. I'm sure this one was quite the experience too. Look at that gate right there. How did this feel? What was this moment like? Was this also just randomly passing by? Maybe speak to this experience of walking by this home.
So that one, I was a little more intentional about. I didn't know where it was, so I had to do a little bit of research to figure out where it was. But it's another interesting thing. I went out to dinner with my family, and then I looked it up, and it was really like maybe a 5-10 minute walk from where we were at dinner. So after dinner, I parted ways with everyone. I said, I need to go on this walk. And so I found my way over to his neighborhood. It's a beautiful, quiet neighborhood with huge, gorgeous houses. And it was such a peaceful night, super quiet, except for the frogs. There were like the loudest frogs you have ever heard in your life. I actually have a recording of it. I don't know if it came out any good, but it's just ridiculous. The amount of it sounded just like this weird song, and I couldn't even figure out what it was at first. But just walking by his house and seeing it again was just like a really, powerful moment. The lights were on the porch, like the screen door was open. And I was like, could I just walk up there, see who's there, see if Harriet's there? I don't know. I don't think anybody was there, but just seeing where he lived and spending a moment standing outside was really, really cool.
Yeah, it's not only just going in, to the library to see the notes, right? Like you said, it's walking around that city. It's seeing, maybe things that inspired him. It's seeing, where he was and where he wrote these, and actually, developed some of these stories. So that, I think, in and of itself, there is, like you said, like a feeling of reverence. I've experienced that same thing, and it's one of those that you just can't explain. You just got to go as a Wheel of Time fan, right? And maybe it's not every Wheel of Time fan doesn't care about it, but I would say those that are sitting here tonight, the hardcore, I would imagine that this would be quite the experience. I did ask, do you plan to visit the Special Collections Department at the Addlestone Library? I didn't know how many people might actually plan it, but I think you probably inspired some people here because 46% said yes. Now, and they haven't even heard what you're bringing back with you. So maybe let's jump into that. Like, obviously you went to this appointment, you were a little bit late, so you didn't have as much time. What was your first file that you looked up?
So I immediately went to box 60, folder 19, which was all the notes on the Aiel. And actually,
of course,
what did you expect?
Right. That makes sense, but I had to ask the question,
So that was my priority. And
Sure.
Actually, it must have been a bunch of notes in alphabetical order because before Aiel, there was a short section on the Aelfin and Eilfin.
Okay.
which you had mentioned you wanted to see. So I took
Yeah.
a look at that first and then dove into the IEL, and it was a huge folder. It was probably maybe 2-3 inches thick of a stack of papers. So that actually took me a good portion of my time to get through that, maybe an hour, hour and a half. So I was really nervous that all of the folders were going to be that big and I wouldn't get through them. But luckily, the other ones I looked at were shorter.
So before we dive into what it is you read there, what were the most interesting pieces? I did see that question come in, like what was the most random fact that you, and I'll allow, by the way, phone lines will be open tonight. Not just right now. We're not going to pull anybody in, but if you want to call in tonight and talk about this experience and ask some questions or talk about the Dusty Wheel, as this is our final live stream ever from this home. We'll be back next week from our new house, but this will be our final one from the house. So if you want to call us here shortly, I'll put the phone line up and you can. But getting back to this, to kind of the interesting facts that you found, tell people what they actually see inside one of these folders. Like, what are the materials? Are they handwritten? Are they types? Is it typed paper? What are they going to see when they open up one of those manila folders?
Yeah, so it's mostly typewritten, and it reads a lot like the companion. Honestly, it has lists of things in alphabetical order with descriptions, with tons of detail about each person, place, thing. So it's really similar to the companion, and it was hard for me to tell what was already known and established versus maybe some little gems of details that we hadn't heard before, or things maybe that he changed. It was really hard to tell. The only hint that I really had was Robert Jordan would sometimes put comments in all caps and ask a question but do they really though? ? Or is that really the case? I need to check. So there would be some little comments like that. But otherwise, I would recommend bringing your companion if you go, so you can kind of cross-reference and see okay, do we already know this, or is this something different? But the notes that I had were, I think, intentionally glossaried. It said undated, I think, when you showed the little thing. So I think it was just a bunch of reference notes for Robert Jordan. Maybe Maria had worked on them, or Alan, or maybe it was a collaborative effort. So I think the notes from the books themselves would be different. So I didn't have a chance to actually look through the manuscript for The Shadow Rising, which was something I had wanted to do. And it was supposed to have copy edits and comments and things. So I didn't get to that. I would imagine that would be a little bit different and might have some more juicy things in there. But the stuff that I looked at was mostly a glossary.
I think that is a great tip for anyone that wants to go. It looks like 46% of the people that answered that poll want to go. Bringing the companion with you, what a great idea. Because I've done this with the notes. I've been oh my gosh, I found this amazing thing. And then I go look at the companion and I was like, oh, it's right there.
Right.
So I'm oh, I forgot about this amazing thing that I thought I found. But maybe let's jump to some of those questions that people have been seeing in chat. What was your favorite thing you found in these papers? Do you have a favorite?
I do. Because again, I'm just a sucker for anything sentimental or emotional. But when I opened the folder for A Memory of Light, the first thing that I saw was a Post-it note with Robert Jordan's handwriting on it. And it said something like, Brandon, leave this open. I don't know what that means, but it just got me in the feels. It was incredible. That's a note that he wrote, he touched. It's here. It's part of the last book. And that was just nothing compared to that. Everything else that I saw was not as awesome as that. Yeah.
I wonder if that one, because that's a good question. I wonder do we know if it's not Harriet that might have written that note potentially?
It was signed RJ, or no, actually it was signed JR. So I assumed James Rigney.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it just a really interesting. That, like you said, some of the things that are the most special are the not necessarily because you found some random fact that's was fun. Was there a random fact that you did find that you thought was one of your favorite, I guess?
I can't really think of a fact that was my favorite. There were some quotes about certain things that were kind of amusing. One was about the idea of Aiel having brother husbands as well as sister wives. And there was a comment that Robert Jordan was like, the glossary entry said something like, this isn't done. There are no brother husbands. But then there was a comment like, or are there? I just thought, okay, well, maybe he was having second thoughts on that. And I hope that he was, because I think that would be only fair.
Yeah, that's interesting that he actually has it in there. It was an idea. And yeah, there's a lot of those kind of things in the notes where, like you said, he'll just like question mark. And it's often like question mark, you know?
Yes.
It's like,
yeah, he's very, I don't know, expressive with his punctuation and his capital letters.
Now, I love, and I think we've talked a little bit about the Ailfin and Ailfin, but some of the things that you kind of quoted from it, I'm trying to think of like if I want to like just read off of here. Do you want to read is there anything fun, I guess, about the Finns? Sorry, I'm still getting over a cold. Anything fun about the Finns that you thought was interesting from what you took or kind of quoted from the notes?
Yeah, so there was a lot on the Finns. The first quote I thought was very bizarre and I didn't really understand what it meant. It's kind of funny. So I think I could read that. I just have to get this open here. Okay, so this is in all caps and it says, for use with Ailfin and or Eelfin, pixies/fairies steal the nourishment from human food. It still looks right, but you could supposedly starve to death while eating your fill. So I don't know. What's that about?
Well, so the way I take that is that he was looking at the Ailfin and Eelfin kind of taking a pixies fairies idea from it and then applying maybe this idea of stealing nourishment from human food, that like that the thing that they're doing, that they either and or it is kind of this idea of stealing nourishment. Now, how they do it, right? Maybe memories of some sort. But I like he says human food here, which is awesome, right? As much as you know when you go meet the Ilfin and Ilfin, and they talk about just the clothing is human, like leather made of humans. It still looks. He said it still looks right, but you could supposedly starve to death while eating your fill. That part, you're right. I'm not sure what he meant by that. What
still looks right? Does the human still look right? But maybe because their memories are messed with, they're starving inside. I don't know.
That's a good question. I want to go to that one because it says you could supposedly starve to death while eating your fill. It still looks right. Yeah, I wonder if the human food still looks right. This idea of if they escaped, but. I don't know. That's an interesting one. Box 60, folder 19, page 1. That's where you can find that one.
Yep, it's literally the first thing I saw. Actually, was that statement.
Now, I did like. So, can I read this next one? I thought this was really fascinating about the memories. So, sorry, and I know the Elfin is so. I'll ask you about the Aiel, of course, here shortly. But since we're talking about the Elfin, it says. And this one was in box 60, folder 19, also page 1, said, the Ailfin do not require any bargaining, but questions touching on the shadow, ? Or your own future, ? Are exceedingly dangerous, which I thought was interesting that he was playing with the idea of, because you hear that, touching the shadow, and is that a real, true fact? He seems to suggest that it actually is a fact, even though in the books it's kind of left to the kind of, question of, is that person speaking because they heard, is it like rumor, if you will? And then I like the idea that he said, or your own future, as in that's also dangerous. And I wonder, it still doesn't explain why it's dangerous, but then it says, what the Ailfin take in return is emotion, a recording, in quotes, so to speak, from the questioner, as well as from others who fall into their hands. in ways other than coming to ask questions. To the Aelfin, human emotion is like a drug. While their answers are true, if cryptic, they will maintain a contact with anyone they deal with, continuing to record their emotions. They can force someone who is their captive to relive memories so as to produce fresh emotions. Question mark, anyone who visits them is fitted with a, quote, link that also feeds emotion to the Aelfin. I don't remember that being in the companion. Now, I could be wrong. I didn't look that up in the companion, but the way he phrases that, I don't remember that. How did you understand that link? Did you think that they are still linked if someone leaves? That they are somehow still feeding off of that person? Is that how you understood that link to suggest?
I think so, because later on it talks about the Aelfin and Eilfin working together and feeding off of not only the memories, but also the emotions. And then somehow making it so that the emotions associated with each memory are heightened. So sort of almost like working together to create even more savor. And,
Right.
you know, the person is still reliving their memories over and over again with a more intense experience. And I feel like it does imply that this continues, because it says victims can no longer tell which are the true memories of events or their true emotional responses to certain things in their past.
Yeah, that's so fascinating, right? Like, let's read. Do you mind us reading that one? Do you want to read that next part? Either one of those. I think the next piece of the Aelfin. I think people would. I think those, but
I think we need to read both because it all really goes together. So later, so it gets into the Aelfin, talks about a lot of stuff we already know, and then it talks about how they set death as the price. So they'll fulfill all of your terms, but death is usually the price unless you specifically ask, not to die. And it says what they get out of this is a recording of the asker's memories, including physical sensation, which acts on them as human emotion does on the Aelfin. Like the Aelfin, they also maintain contact with people with whom they have come into contact, and so can continue to record memories from that point right up to the person's death. They can force someone to, quote, relive their memories again and again. Or can they?
I love that. Or can they?
I love that. I love when he says that.
It's so good. And then they follow that up with the Aelfin and Aelfin sometimes act together, like you were saying, especially with captives. For both the snakes and the foxes, repetition of one person's emotions or memories eventually causes a dulling effect for them. Together, however, they can force variations in the emotional responses and the memories that are being relived. They must do this together since it is the Aelfin who imbibe memory, who can alter the emotional responses, though incrementally in the Aelfin who imbibe emotion, who can alter the reliving on memories, again incrementally. In this way, they can put the victim through variations of their memories with the result that the intensity of the experience and thus the emotion of the emotion and memory are heightened. Victims frequently can no longer tell which are the true memories of events or their true emotional responses to certain things in their past. It can also damage certain abilities in people, such as the ability to channel. Wow. I love that you picked these things. Thinking about them working together is just, I guess, fascinating. What to you, I guess, was the most fascinating, I guess, of those two comments that we just read?
Yeah, I agree. I think the working together was a big part of it. And so I'm a psychologist and therapist in my personal life. So the idea of memories and emotions being connected is really cool to me. And there's a part of the brain that stores both together. And so that's kind of what I thought about, and how they can play up on each other, and how sometimes, there's been studies done where if you have a certain emotional response to a certain memory, it changes your perception of what happened. And you focus more on the emotion than the facts. So I just thought that was really fascinating from a psychological standpoint.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, if this isn't in the companion, sometimes the things in the notes didn't necessarily make it into the books. And that is to say, these were ideas that Robert Jordan had about the Aelfin and Eilfin. It doesn't necessarily mean that ultimately this was canon. So we have to somewhat be careful about what ends up in the books, what's in the companion, and then what's in his notes that sounds very much like what instructed what we see in the books, but may not be what we'd consider canon. But it's so fascinating, though, because you feel like you're kind of behind the scenes a little bit with what he's saying. Did you see anything to Beth's question here? Did you happen to see if it ever mentions how the original treaty was struck with the fin?
I did not. I didn't see anything about that.
I feel like I've read something that wasn't there, but now I know what everyone would like to hear. I mean, that was a fun thing for me, but the Aiel, was there anything for you? What was that experience like, I guess, to read about the Aiel? And other than the kind of point you already brought up about the Aiel, was there anything else that you thought was interesting, fascinating, or kind of note?
Well, I have to say I'm saving a lot of it for my show tomorrow night.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Because I have an Aiel themed talk show. But there was some cool stuff about Rhuidean, which the glass columns and Rhuidean is one of my favorite scenes. Actually, it is my favorite scene in the entire series. So there was some interesting stuff on that. And a lot of it, again, was stuff we kind of already know from the glossary and from reading the books about the culture, the wise ones, clan chiefs, certain norms and Jito and interactions between the genders, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Was not super surprising. It was just a lot more in depth. And I think what was cool about that and about pretty much everything I read is just how much detail he had thought of about everything that didn't even make it into the books, but he knew exactly how many clans there were and how many people were in each clan. And there's a page on population size, and it's just overwhelming how much thought he put into everything.
So I'm seeing a lot of people here tomorrow night. If you want to hear kind of some of the depth that maybe Robert Jordan went into and thought behind this, and some of the stuff that about the Aiel that Grace is kind of holding on to for the excitement of tomorrow's show, you can find the Threefold Talk show that's on tomorrow night. Is it 9 p.m. Eastern also?
Yep, 9 p.m. Eastern on Melchior Talks' YouTube channel.
Okay, so I'll try to put the link. Rob, just make sure you send that link to me. I'll put the link in the description of the video here also. And make sure tomorrow night that you get even more in depth about these Aiel related kind of facts. I'm sure with it being an Aiel focused talk show, you guys will be talking the entire night about everything you read. So I did want to ask you about that Rhuidean point. Did you want to, I know that you, that one you did kind of have here in the notes. Is it okay for us to read that one about the Ogier and Rhuidean?
Yeah, absolutely. I pulled that one out specifically for tonight because it talks about Talar and Riyadh, and I thought that you would be interested in that. And it gets a little more into the metaphysics.
Right.
Yeah, why would I think that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can definitely talk about that one. Do you want me to read that one?
Yeah, go ahead and read that one to everybody. And I guess this one's also in that same box 60 folder 19. This one's actually page though 111. Yeah, go ahead.
111, yep. So it says, Rhuidean and Ogier Steading are among the few places that cannot be entered until I run Riyadh. This, and this is all caps here, this may have changed concerning Rhuidean now that the barrier has been destroyed. Rhuidean is thriving, growing. All clans except the Shido have people there now. First Ogier may be beginning to rebuild by end of fires.
Yeah, so and it's interesting they said this may have changed. I always thought that it definitely would have changed because of the kind of supernatural barrier, if you will, that kind of, I don't know what you'd call it, but that they have to kind of go through to get into. It's the cloud, if you will. And that having dissipated, that the actual barrier to it would have gone away in Teleron Riyadh. It's interesting that he said this may have changed in his notes. So even he didn't necessarily want to pin immediately the thought that that barrier only existed because of whatever that supernatural, or the barrier in Teleron Riyadh was only because of that maybe there was something else. So it does make me wonder if that maybe he was going to pin that on a Terangrial, for example. That, maybe that was something that's there. And so he wasn't necessarily going to say yes at this point. But yeah, did you have a thought from that, or kind of curiosity that came from that one?
Yeah, well, and this might be a Brandon thing, but it just makes me think of a dream spike or dream shard, the thing that they use at the end in the World of Dreams. because I don't really understand how the barrier works. I mean, yeah, there's a cloud fog barrier in the real world, but how does that impact your ability to get in there or not get in there in the dream world?
Yeah.
So that is very interesting to me. Like, what was he thinking about how that worked exactly? Was it really, I mean, there's a lot of terangrial in Rhuidean. So, is there something in there that's causing that? And why? Why does it need to be protected in the dream world?
I like that Leanne said, RJ is cagey in his notes, and I love it.
He so is. He knew we'd be looking at them later, and he wants to continue to raffo us forever.
Yeah, I love it. I love that he was like that. And I know that there were a couple of other kind of random things here. There was some notes that maybe about Grendel here. This one you found, is this an okay one to share too? I wasn't.
Yes, all of these are okay to share. Yeah.
Okay, good. This one's box 61, folder 2, page 3. This is notes on Malkir. And this is what you were talking about before, which was just a random note on Grendel that happened to be in the notes on Malkir. It says that Grendel herself is not one to go digging about, hunting for things. Whatever she finds, she wants to keep for herself, and if any sharing is done, it will be on her terms. I just want to point out, this is why Grendel killing Asmodean is dumb. So thank you very much for posting this quotes. Grendel herself is not one to go digging about, hunting for things. Exactly. That's all I got to say to those of you that actually believe that Grendel killed Asmodean. Whatever she finds, she wants to keep for herself. I love these kind of notes from him because sometimes he'll give like information about what the character, what it drives them that doesn't necessarily end up in the companion, isn't in the books, but you see the effects of that thing in the books. He did this about Matt. He talked about how Matt felt about himself in the notes compared to like all of his other friends who seemed to kind of have supernatural abilities, right? Like, what did he bring to the table and how this affected him? And I love that part is in the actual notes themselves. Like this, like that is, Grendel herself is not one to go digging about, hunting for things. Yes, you can kind of see some of that in the books. It's not, I don't believe it's said in that specific way. So I love having it from the author's mind on paper here. It's just, I love it. So, why did you end up picking up that one? Did you like that just because you saw it in the Malkir, or was there something about that Grendel quote that hit you?
Well, I love Grendel, and I think Grendel is GOAT, but I also felt like it was an interesting character study quote. I think that that's kind of the gems I was looking for. There were a lot of snippets from the books. Like, for example, if they were talking about the red twisted door frames, they would list several different snippets from books that mentioned them, that ever mentioned them. So like if Moraine started talking about the twisted door frame, there would be a paragraph from the books. So a lot of it, again, was just stuff I've already seen. But then when I would get a comment like that about a character, I just wrote it down right away because I thought that was fascinating to kind of get an inside look into what he was thinking when he was writing these people and, what drives them and their personalities.
Yeah, it is, that part kind of must have made you want to return. Like, what are your plans to return to, do you have plans yet, and is there something you do really want to dig into next when you go back? When and if you go back?
Absolutely. I mean, everything made me want to come back. The fact that I didn't have enough time, the fact that I realized just how detailed and overwhelming everything was, the fact that Charleston is beautiful and, I got to walk by his neighborhood. There are just so many reasons to go back. And I feel very fortunate to have family there. So I have lots of opportunities and reasons to go back, not just for the notes. So yeah, I definitely have plans. There's some, I'm thinking in my mind about maybe trying to do some sort of group trip after JordanCon next year, maybe.
Yeah.
I make no promises, but I know a lot of people want to go. And I don't know, I'm just envisioning like getting this big Airbnb with everybody and we just like take turns going to the library. And I don't know if that will be a reality, but I definitely want to see if I can create something like that.
Yeah, that would be a lot of fun. Sorry, I had to throw that poll up there. I don't apologize for that poll.
I missed it. What was it?
It was who didn't kill Asmodean, Grendel or Grendel or Grendel or Camaril. How do you ever pronounce her actual name? I love that people are picking the one name they don't know that is actually her name. So now I can't let us end this discussion of the notes without the last topic, because one of the things you did want to see was a Memory of Light outline. What drove you to want to see that outline?
Well, I think it's just such a big mystery about how that book came to be and what exactly Brandon had in terms of notes from Robert Jordan and what was written by Robert Jordan, what was written by Brandon. So, again, just thinking about when he left us and how sad that was. And then, all of that, there's just so much emotion around those last 3 books. So I did request the notes for Gathering Storm as well, but I didn't have time to go through that. But Memory of Light was such a thin folder. I had time to go through it. And I went through it maybe in my last 10 or 15 minutes that I was there. I was running out of time. So I didn't really get to absorb a lot of it.
Yeah.
But it was pretty interesting to see just how thin it was. I mean, Brandon has said before he had almost nothing on Perrin and, certain things like that. And that's true because the outline is very short. And then there were just 3 yellow handwritten pages. And I'm not quite sure if those are Brandon's or Harriet's or Robert Jordan's, but there really wasn't a whole lot there.
Yeah. Was there anything that stuck out to you that you saw? Obviously we don't have all the notes. So for those of you that are kind of curious, these are not all the things. Michael Livingston got access. Michael Livingston, who's writing Origins of the Wheel of Time. Again, go reserve the book on whatever site you can reserve it on. But Origins of the Wheel of Time comes out this fall, and he got access to all the notes, all the things. We only have access to what's been provided to the Special Collections Department. So I think Brandon definitely had more than this to go on, but like you said, as far as an outline is concerned, or this is definitely one of the tools that he used. Was there kind of anything that stood out to you that maybe wasn't common knowledge to you when you read that kind of small grouping of papers?
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not 100% sure how many people might have already heard this or known this, but there were 2 things I think that stood out the most. One is that in the outline, Egwene does not, spoilers, right? We're full spoilers here. This
is full spoilers, by the way.
Okay.
If we're talking the Memory of Light outline, and you're still here, and you haven't read the book, some major stuff's about to be spoiled for you. So walk away now if you don't. And I think that's plenty enough time for you to go ahead and tell people. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so in the outline, Egwene does not die. Instead, she's actually pregnant at the end of the books. And so Egwene does save her, which I think she does do in the books. But in the outline, that's her end, is that Egwene saves her and she's pregnant. Yeah. And then the second thing is regarding the Horn of Valir. So in the outline, the Horn of Valir is actually retrieved by Mat, Alver, and one of Perrin's Ashaman from the White Tower. So it is not retrieved from the Dark Runs by Fail. And it's hidden in a secret panel, apparently, in the White Tower, and only Swan and Varen know where it is. So I thought that was a very strange note, because definitely by a Memory of Light, none of those people were in a position to be doing any of that. So those were the 2 biggest things I saw.
Yeah, there are a couple more things in that file, and it's something I think I've mentioned to you all watching. That's definitely one of the files I want to talk to Brandon about. Have Brandon on the show. I think everyone would love to hear the process, right? Take this outline and actually walk through it and have him talk about decisions that were made and why they were made. And because some of these things probably were not realistic by the time we got to this, right? Depending on when this outline was written, some of the choices that had already been made some of these things just not make sense, is my guess. But again, I don't know the exact process of if he had seen this outline, when he had seen it, to when he was writing, when they made choices to change things. So yeah, I love it. You had one here about Elaine filling the basements in Camelin.
Yeah, that's just me. I can't recall if she actually does that or not. Does she in the books?
I can't recall.
Maybe chat
What's
knows.
so funny? Yeah, did Elaine fill the basements? like it's so hard for me because sometimes I'll read the notes and I can't remember what is something I read in a note before or if I read it in the book.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah. But yeah, this is one of the files. It's a lot of fun, but we will only get from Brandon like his explanation for it someday when he can talk about it. So that is definitely one of the ones I would like to come back to next year for that 10-year anniversary. And along with any other reveal that Brandon's going to make, talk about the Memory of Light outline. So that's this is the exciting part, at least about the notes. So I see people, they were like, Brandon, Kev said, I don't think so. I don't remember squat. Yeah, I know. This is one of those ones I need to go back and actually. Oh, Michael said, fill the basements with what? It says Elaine fills the basements in Camelin with oil and sets them on fire. That's what the
Yes.
note here says. We didn't finish, I guess, that statement when we were saying that. Fill the basements, Marcia said, is that code? They're all asking, like, tell us what it was filled with.
Sorry.
Riz just asked, when is Brandon allowed to talk about it? I think that just needs to be determined. That's one of those kind of wait and find out. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what his limitations are or not to speak about it. I was just trying to pair it with, he can speak about the things he talked about his 10-year anniversary. It'd be a fun time to get him on to speak about it all. So, yeah, see, Beth said they did burn out the city. That's what I thought, but
Okay. Yeah.
it was like one of those, I can't remember if I read it here or if it was actually there, and I didn't go to look. So, and it's interesting that you say the ending with, I'll leave you with all this on the Memory of Light. You said the ending ran transmigration pretty much exactly as it happens in the book. Okay. There may be something in the Memory of Light outline where I would say, there's a fun thing to ask Brandon about there. So if you go back, you should look at that one again. But yeah, like I said, this part of Route Rand's transmigration is an interesting piece for Brandon to speak about. And apparently with the origins of the Wheel of Time, we're getting Nakomi from Michael Livingston. So yeah, there's a lot of fun things to come, regardless of what you think about the TV show. A lot of fun things to come this year and next year about the books themselves. So I can't wait. Wild Gardenia said, how did he light the pipe? I don't believe if I remember correctly,
not in there.
Yeah, there's nothing more in that outline that's going to tell you anything about that. So
Yeah.
unfortunately. Okay, so I know we're at 8:15. Was there anything else about the experience you want to share with fans? What are tips and tricks, or just kind of more about as you left, or something you actually found there before we move on from this topic?
I would just say when you go, accept the fact that you are not going to be able to possibly see everything and learn everything and know everything that you want to know. Even if you were there for several days, I don't think it's possible. So just go into it knowing that you have a small portion of notes to look at and enjoy the experience for what it is, and just kind of savor it and revel in it, and really enjoy every minute. Try to go visit his house, try to find Ogier Street. There's probably some other things that I missed that would be on a potential Robert Jordan tour of the city. So yeah, just have fun with it and don't stress too much. I know I was pretty stressed, and if I could go back, I would try not to be that stressed.
Yeah, Rajesh just said this, can't see it all, just like Jordan Con. Yeah,
Right.
exactly. You're not going to get through it all. Definitely be as targeted as Grace was. Look into setting up some time. Think about what it is you want to read up on. Be prepared to take notes, because you're not allowed to take pictures of the files themselves. Otherwise, all those files would be online by now. That's
Right.
part of it, is they do not want you to take pictures, because they do not want the entire library to just be out there. This is a private library that they want you to come and see these actual documents. I don't know their exact rationale, but that's what I would imagine is the case of why they don't want you to take pictures. So, expect to be kind of taking notes about what you find. It's a lot of fun, and bring the companion. I think that was a great suggestion. I'm stuck without the companion here, and so I looked up some things in the notes. And I was like, I don't know. I was like, I could look these things up, but I can't exactly confirm if they're things that are new or just already known at this point. So, and again, just, I guess, make time and just make sure you're not going on a weekend because it's not going to work out for you. So,
right. And make an appointment.
Make an appointment. Yes. You can't just walk in and expect to see things unless you are probably Michael Livingston. That's yes. he maybe he'd be able to, but maybe even not. Maybe he has to make appointments too. So, well, thank you so much for sharing that. It sounds like tomorrow you're going to continue this conversation throughout this week. I can't wait to hear what you all have to say about the IEL tomorrow. And it sounds like, do you have anything else coming up this week that you can announce? So,
I don't know if it's supposed to still be a secret,
okay,
but
so, yeah.
whatever it is that I'm doing is actually now next Friday. So,
okay. So
yeah.
Something's happening next Friday. Be on the lookout. Yeah. Because I'm not sure how they would like that to be announced or not. So I will leave.
Right.
I'll leave that to them. So
I will just say I will have 2 other opportunities to talk about this. And then I'll also be writing an article about it on the Great Blight. So you'll have plenty of chances to learn more about my experience.
Yeah, it's awesome. So again, tomorrow night, and then be on the lookout for another announcement. It sounds like this next Friday, I have another opportunity to talk about this experience. So things that were hoping to get questions that maybe you didn't get more information on, feel free to, I think, send a note or whatever, tweet at Bain and Chiad. And if there's something you'd like Grace to talk about in more detail. And the vote got 150 votes. Who didn't kill Asmodean? Grendel, apparently, did not kill Asmodean. So thank you, everybody who voted on that poll. You're correct. I'd like have people in chat be like, let it go. Just let it go. Yeah, this is a lot of fun. I love that other people are starting to be excited about and go see the notes. You've probably started something here, honestly, because now they're like, hey, wait, Grace went out there and did this and had a lot of fun. I can't wait to go out there. So I need to go. I need to go out there and dig into these things a bit more than I have. So love it. Love it. Thank you so much for being here. But don't go anywhere just yet, because we now, Taylor, how do you want to do this? We have this unboxing. So we received this. You're going to take that? Okay. So I don't want to close this out here. How about just put this off to the side and just bring that to me out front? Here we go. Okay. This is ridiculous, this huge package here. Okay, Grace, I'm going to take you off the screen so everybody can see it, but then I'll bring you back on once we've unboxed this thing. So this was from, and then, yes, we'll be doing some giveaways for those that want to stick around. You'll see this unboxing, and we'll be giving away some mugs, because, again, it's our last night. How many mugs are we going to give away, Taylor? Let's let Taylor decide. How many mugs for the last final show at this house are we going to give away to our audience tonight?
I think 3.
Okay, so
Because
5.
No.
If you say 3, then the actual.
Well, why 5?
No, but
You have
okay.
to give me a reason, because 3, we've been here for 3 years.
Okay, so let me give you the
So
reason
it would
for
make
5.
sense, like 4 next year.
Let me give you the reason for 5. Every time you say the number, I say more than the number. So your rationale for 3 is valid, but my rationale for increasing the number upon your number is also valid.
Though. It's just you wanting it.
Okay, how about we leave it to Grace. Grace, can you determine for us, is it 3 or 5 or somewhere in between?
3 or 5 what?
3 or 5 mugs given away, or somewhere between those two numbers?
I'm going to say 3.
What'd she say?
She said 3.
Right? There's a meaning behind it. It feels better.
Okay, 3 it is. I tried, everybody. I tried to give away 5 mugs. Taylor said 3.
What can I
So,
say?
okay. Oliver's Ears sent this to us.
273.
So here we go. Enjoy this.
Okay, I've been so excited. This
my
is
gosh.
literally. This is.
What is? Yes.
I can't even explain to you how amazing this is.
Okay. Here we go. Here we go.
Wait, do they know? Like, do you? Okay.
No. Okay. There's like a note that goes along with it. We'll get to that later. Let's chuck this stuff out. Oh my gosh.
Do we flip it so we don't show?
Well, I don't want to no. Here we go. How do we get this out
I know,
without?
do like this, and so they can't see
Sure. But how do I get this out without it being destroyed?
it. What do you mean?
I don't want to break this thing. Oh my gosh.
Set it up on the table. The whole reveal.
This is amazing. Okay, here it is, everybody. This is now.
Hold on to it.
This has to be. Let me see this. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. This is now the official Dusty Wheel of Game Time. This thing is amazing. Oh my gosh. Look at this thing. I love it. It's got a legit sound to it right here. Holy cow. This is awesome. I love it. It's almost like that's Dragon Mount. And I love the Aes Sedai symbol on that. That is so freaking amazing.
We don't have the other one here because it's packed up. But I wish we could have,
So I'm just reading through this note here before I
Can I change the focus? Put the focus on.
Yeah, you totally should. Grace, what are your thoughts about the new official wheel of the Wheel of Game Time that has been given to us here?
I think it's amazing. It's fantastic.
What
You
was
got
that?
the 7 Aja colors. You got the White Tower.
Oh, sorry. Here you go, Taylor. Yes. I know. Look at the 7 colors there. That's... This is so cool. Okay. So this was from Oliver's Ears, and this is so great. It said, please accept this gift to the Dusty Wheel. May it grace the inn for years to come. I was inspired to build this when I first saw you use a plastic wheel. I was motivated to build it when you tried to use an online wheel. There are replacement stickers taped to the back in case the mounted one fails, and a screwdriver is all that you need to fix it. Thank you very much for the years of pleasure I derived from the show, and the lockdown stress was relieved greatly with the shenanigans on the show. Again, thank you. Oliver's Ears. Well, thank you so much. This is amazing. This is so perfect. Okay. I love it. Let's see what our number here is. 19, nice. I should have been like, how many mugs are we giving away? This doesn't actually count, but this is what I should have done. 9, apparently.
Imagine it said 3.
If it said 3, you'd have been like, yes, that's amazing. So just a huge amount of gratitude for the time that was obviously put into this. And now I have to make sure it makes it to the next inn without it breaking. This is just, yeah, thank you very much, Oliver's Ears. This will, for a long time, grace our show. And we need to actually do a Wheel of Game Time now. Like, I'm now inspired. We have to
actually
do.
build a real game around it instead.
I know, yes. Okay, for those of you that are watching, we need a real Wheel of Game Time game. I like the idea of what we already do, but we need to maybe add to it and kind of make it a little more complex.
This is so sick.
Welcome back on the show here, Grace. I mean, you were here with us, but
You want your thing back?
yeah, you can throw me my my laptop back over here. So thank you very much. Just, oh man, we gotta take a video after this and like share it on social media for everyone. Just huge congratulations and thank you. Is Oliver's Ears is here, right? Just like amazing. Beth Roberts just said you are not allowed to break the wheel. Okay, so with this in mind, while we obviously are going to be sending Oliver's Ears a mug for the amazing work on this thing, let's do a giveaway. Taylor, you want to open up a giveaway for everyone here? And the call line is open if you want to give us a call here. The number is 313 Talk Watt or 1-313-825-5968. If you want to come in and just say something really quick to us, feel free to jump in. We'll do some quick calls for anyone out there that wants to say hello or has a question for Grace about her trip or has a question for Oliver Ears about this amazing wheel that he's created, or just wants to say something on this final night of our sojourn here at this home here for the Dusty Wheel Inn. Grace, can you believe this is the end? This is the last live stream. I haven't even looked to see how many live streams this has been.
256, I think, or so.
256
Or
live streams?
live streams,
Yeah.
but overall videos.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Total videos, that's hard to know, yeah. So probably somewhere between 225, 250 live streams. Grace, when was the first time that you came to the Dusty Wheel?
I was trying to remember that today, and I'm not quite sure. I think it was sometime in spring or summer of 2020, maybe. I don't know when you started in like late 2019, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I came later on, and then I went back and watched all the old episodes to catch myself up, and then started going to the live shows.
Nice.
But I can't remember the first one I ever watched. I'd have to go look in my history.
Yeah, it's crazy that we've done over 200 of these, honestly.
Yeah.
But so much fun, again, just talking with fans about their experience as readers. And
Do you have a second one or no?
second one, what?
Your phone?
Oh, yes, I do. Here, Taylor, go ahead. And you can, Taylor can listen in too with us.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No problem. Oliver Zero said he already won one, so to throw his in. There we go. Giving away 4 tonight. That's right, everybody. 4 mugs.
My prediction was wrong.
Let me bring our first caller onto the show. Long distance caller. Here we go. Hey, welcome to the Dusty Wheel. Who's this?
It's Rob. I had to call in on your last night, Matt.
Rob, man. Welcome to the Dusty Wheel. How are you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you guys doing? Look like you're having a fun time.
Oh yeah, that was fun. Did you like the behind the scenes look at the Dusty Wheel?
I did. I definitely felt the Cribs vibe. It was very impressive. Taylor he's a genius. I love it. So.
Yeah.
Oh, stop.
That
Keep going.
was us this afternoon. Like, we got to get this on really quick. What are we going to do? What are we going to talk about? No, that was a lot. That was a lot of fun. What did you think about that new Wheel of Game Time wheel that we just received?
Oh man, it's amazing. I seriously need to up my wheel game because I just use a digital one. I mean, I don't have a studio, but seriously, that's impressive. It's so cool. I love it.
This is a lot of fun. Hey, so it sounds like tomorrow you guys are having a fun live stream, talking all about the IEL. Yep. Tell me, have you gotten a sneak peek about what Grace is going to say? Are you excited about this?
She sent a few things.
Nice. I'm excited. I'll be there. I'll come. I want to come support what you're all doing. Again, Robert Jordan's notes. You're coming out for WattCon. Is that correct? Rob, did I lose you?
Did we lose him?
Oh, we lost Rob. Shoot.
No.
I guess we'll never know.
We'll never know. If Rob, let's
just have to show up.
Let's bring our next caller into the show. Here we go. Hey, welcome to the Dusty Wheel. Who's this?
It's Frenzy.
Frenzy! That's awesome. Hey, how are you doing tonight?
I'm enjoying this last night at the current Dusty Wheel, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the new Dusty Wheel will look like.
I know, Taylor.
All of us are.
What's so funny is that we have a show next week, and Taylor's going to be like, there's no way I can redesign the studio in 1 week. Or is there?
Or is there?
We'll just have to find out.
We'll just have to watch and
Exclamation
find
point,
out.
question
Yeah,
mark,
exactly.
question mark. Okay.
So, Frenzy, what did you think about the behind-the-scenes look, the Cribs view of the Dusty Wheel?
It was funny. and let's just everybody raise a glass and much G to the innkeeper's wife for putting up with all of this and all of us for many years.
Yes. Cheers. Cheers to my wife, who literally was in chat and actually saying some really nice things about just the family that has been developed, over the many, many decades at this point. Decades, Frenzy.
Mm-hmm. Decades.
Like, what are we doing? Still talking about the Wheel of Time decades later. I think we like this book.
We're having fun is what we're doing.
Right? Okay, give me your favorite memory from this before I let you go.
Oh my God. I can't pick one favorite memory. They're all just
Give me one.
Norm. Just shouting Norm.
Shouting Norm.
the friendship, shouting Norm.
Shouting Norm
and
is a
all
great
the friends. Yeah.
I agree.
And I
No,
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, I had something to say about something that Bain Chiad found in the notes about how the elfin and the eelfin consume emotion and consume memory without, similar to the note about the pixies and the fairies who will eat the nutrition from the food. without changing the form, so you could eat your fill and starve to death at the same time.
Yeah.
Think about that. They are consuming the emotions and the memories of people. So the people will still look the same, but they will not be the same because their memories and the emotions associated with those memories have been manipulated and altered and consumed. And that is kind of creepy, and I love it.
Yeah, it is.
Love it.
That whole section on the Aelfin and Aelfin was really, it just added the fact that I didn't realize how much they worked together. I think I had not realized that. I didn't realize it was like a team.
Yeah.
A team.
I thought they
effort,
were
if you will.
rivals. So the fact that they work together is just, it's a bit of a mind blow for me. I love it.
Absolutely.
It's been decades and we still get new stuff out of this.
I know. I love
That's
it.
why we keep talking about it.
I agree. And we'll continue to. Origins of the Wheel of Time's coming, and hopefully fans will continue to kind of visit and find really fun, interesting things in Robert Jordan's notes. So I hope fans continue to show a lot of respect for it. And again, I think that's it. That's the only message I would have when you go see his notes. Just hopefully be respectful of it because it's a huge, wonderful resource to fans. So, Frenzy, it's awesome to hear your voice, and thank you very much for calling in this last night. We'll talk to you soon. Okay.
Take care, everyone.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye, Mary.
Okay, we have these 4 calls. We'll take these last 4 calls, and we will then say goodnight to everyone after we give away some mugs. But let me bring these callers in. You can still enter for mugs. Hey, welcome to the Dusty Wheel. Who's this?
This is the Master of the Deck.
Master of the Deck, how you doing?
Yay.
How you doing tonight?
I'm fantastic. Hi, Matt. Hi, Taylor. Hi, Grace.
Hi.
Thank you so much for calling in to this last night here at the Dusty Wheel, at this location, if you will. I did see some worried kind of, wait, this is the last night? It's not the last night, but so Master of the Deck, what's your final thought on this final night for us?
Well, as an ending, right? You know, it's not the beginning or ending, that whole thing, right? We have an ending. Everything comes back to the Wheel of Time, right? You kind of stole the question I was going to ask about the favorite memory. So pushing that off to the side, I thought it was kind of fun that we had a coincidental season 2 wrap up with your final Dusty Wheel Day. So if you imagined for a second that you didn't actually own everything that was in that room with you, if you only were able to take one piece of your set with you to your new location, what piece would you take?
What piece of the set would I take to the new location if I could only take one? Honestly, it would have been the sign, but I think I would take now the wheel of game time, the wheel that we just took with us, that we just got. I've had all these other things. That is so new that I think I would take that wheel of game time to start something new here at the Dusty Wheel. Taylor, if there was one thing you could take with you from the Dusty Wheel, what would it be?
Good question. I think like in just memoriam.
Yeah. What would you take?
Not just to the new place, but keep forever.
Okay.
I'd probably cut off a little piece of
the wood paneling.
Of the wood paneling, and I'd frame it. And
Sit there with a little hammer and chisel.
Yeah, I like it. That's a good answer. Hey, Master of the Deck, thank you so much for calling in. I really appreciate all the support, and I can't wait to see what comes up next in what Taylor's calling Season 2 of the Dusty Wheel, which is an arbitrary date. I guess not too arbitrary. We're moving. Season 2 being the new location of the Dusty Wheel. So have a good night, and we'll see you back in chat.
Of course. See you later.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I love that question. Taylor, while we take the next caller, let's give away a mug. Let's close it up. If you had a chance to enter the mug giveaway for the 4 mugs we're giving away tonight, then do so now if you haven't, because Taylor's about to close it up, and we're going to give away a mug as Taylor continues to work behind me. I'm getting sad a little bit. Taylor, am I allowed to take Grace off the screen for a moment? Okay, just for a moment, Grace. I'm getting a little bit sad because Taylor is starting to undo the set behind me. So there's the glasses are gone. Okay, so yeah, if I start shedding a tear, it might be when that sign comes down. Okay, so did you close that up? Okay, you did. So do you want to pick a winner for us, Taylor? Mm-hmm. Okay, so this will be one of 4 winners for tonight. Good luck, everybody. And I hope that you have a chance to win here. So our first winner is... Oh, you have the winner over there. I can't see it over there. Karen O has won a Dusty Wheel mug. Congratulations, Karen. If you are still here, hopefully you are, and you found out that you won a mug, you can give us, just contact us on Discord or social media. Let us know that you won. You can reach out to me on Discord. You can find the link in the description of this video. And congratulations. You're number one. And yes, that's true, Taylor. You see this comment right here? I think this is an appropriate thing for this evening, especially with our guest being considered. Grace, let's bring our next caller on to the show. Hey, welcome to the Dusty Wheel. Who's this?
Hey guys, it's Anas.
Anas!
Anas, hi!
Welcome.
I had to call in. This is awesome. So I did come with a question. I know I'm not sure who asked about your kind of favorite memory, but what's kind of your favorite behind the scenes memory? Now that we've seen behind the scenes, is there something that you remember that that you haven't shared?
Yeah, I think this one's okay to share. Taylor, can I share? I want to ask my favorite behind the scenes moments. Can I share the Brandon behind the scene moment? Can I share it or not? Would you like me to pick something else?
Yeah, you can share it.
Okay, so if you recall, this was separate from when we did the audio, right? Of the Michael and Kate, right?
Yeah.
It was an interview with him. Yeah. So we had run our channel for, at that point, we had done like 50 live streams, I think. This was in 2020, and we had Brandon on with us, and this wasn't related to that, I didn't think. I'm trying to remember when I had him. There was just two separate events that I had Brandon on. And I'm like,
this was the first time he ever got on the...
Okay, so the first time Brandon was on the channel, we had accidentally updated like Zoom, I think it was.
It was both Streamlabs.
We had updated Zoom accidentally, and we didn't realize that it was going to cause an issue with Streamlabs. And so we had done these 50 live streams. We had been like, okay, everyone, we had kind of hyped everyone for this moment. And Brandon got on with us, and within like 10 or 15 minutes, the whole screen like locked up. And like Brandon was cool about it. He's like, well, I can still hear you, and people could still hear Brandon. But we had this we had just done a lot of work in this moment, and we had run like 50 live streams that were like just like clockwork. Okay, maybe not the first one, but we had done a lot of work on it. And I just remember I could see Taylor, and it just like crushed Taylor behind the camera that he had worked really hard to produce this show. And in the moment of having Brandon on, which at the time, like the biggest thing the channel had from a guest perspective was Brandon, that there was this thing. And for like half the show, it was like Brandon could not move. You wouldn't see him move. It was just, you could only hear his audio. And for me, I was like trying to like talk Brandon through this, trying to address that, and seeing Taylor kind of just be crushed behind the camera was just something I will never forget. Like just how much it meant to Taylor that this show worked well and that what he had produced. So I know maybe it kind of was a weird memory, but to me, it will always be this really touching moment. Obviously, as his father, like back here, like I'm running a show live, and I couldn't like say anything to him or do anything, and I was just kind of watching it happen in real time, very quietly behind the scenes. So that was the answer to your question, and so maybe not.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
No, thanks for sharing it. I mean, it's an amazing episode, nevertheless. I mean, and Taylor is an amazing producer, so it's been amazing.
Yeah, he people told him that afterwards, but in the moment of, right, like he was feeling the feels. Well, thank you very much for calling in, Us. I really appreciate your support again on the channel, and awesome to hear your voice before we close up shop here at this Dusty Wheel. Have a good night, okay?
All right, good night.
Yep, bye-bye. Okay, I can only take these 2 calls. Taylor, let's give away a mug here. So our next winner of a mug at the Dusty Wheel, Karen O, is our first winner. Our second winner is Julie Schultz has won a Dusty Wheel mug. Julie, congratulations. Hopefully you are still here. I didn't see if Karen was here, so hopefully Karen saw that. And Julie, again, just reach out to us on Discord or social media. Congratulations for winning one of our final mugs we're giving away here at this Dusty Wheel. So let's bring in our second to last caller to the show. If I can click that button again. There we go. Hey, welcome to the Dusty Wheel. Who's this?
Hey, this is Lumen.
Lumen, how you doing, man?
Hey, Lumen.
Hey, I'm good. Good to see you guys.
Yeah, you too. Well, who do you have a question for?
I just come with a question.
Yeah.
So obviously, there's a whole lot of like really fond memories of this current location for you all. Is there anything like you're really looking forward to about moving to a new location?
Good question. Yeah. It's kind of hard. I realized this, even in my childhood, I moved when I was 8. Then I was out of my house by the time I was like 20, 21. And I realized the other night, this home is the home I've personally lived in the longest in my entire life. So it's like weird to be kind of leaving it and giving up and moving on to somewhere else. But at the same time, I'm like, I like new beginnings, kind of that whole, right, turnings of the wheel. I love the idea of starting something new. And so the idea that we get to go and like have a new home in a new place and actually, again, meet new people, like here at the Dusty Wheel, right? It's like all about meeting new fans and in something we love, of course. But yeah, I think I'm excited about the newness of something, if that makes sense. And how this end is leading to another beginning for us. So as cliche as it sounds, yeah, that's how I feel. But it's hard to give up this place. As you've, I don't know if as you're watching Taylor slowly dismantle what's behind me. That's how our live stream looked for a long time, which is so weird to see it without. Grace, can you believe that? Like we used to not have a shelf at one point. It looks so empty. It's so strange. Like I don't know what to think about what's happening behind me as this is ending. So Lumen, thank you very much. That was a great question. For you, did you have a favorite memory at the Dusty Wheel from the last, I guess, almost 3 years?
Yeah, I've been thinking about this for a while. I'm a little bit torn. Like it's got to be between like the contest that you guys have done with the great theme offs and the West Song parody challenges. Those have been great, but I think maybe like the real answer is that time that Rosamund Pike called into the Dusty Wheel.
Yes, the Rosamund Pike call in was that was a lot of fun. Expected and unexpected. I had known that it was a possibility, but I was not actually ready for it to happen in the moment. And I will never forget trying to push her off of the call like 3 times. And then like
it was such a cool moment.
Hearing resignation in her voice and then seeing all of you in chat like shut up and keep talking to her is one of my favorites. Hey Lumen, thank you so much for calling in, man. We'll hopefully we'll see you again soon, okay?
All right, sounds good.
Yep, bye-bye. So for you, Grace, Wheel of Time Idol, how was that this year?
Oh, it was so much fun. I really enjoyed all 3. You had 3 shows, right?
Yeah.
It was like a week of madness. It was so much fun. Everybody's parodies were just incredible this year.
Yeah. Again, it is that kind of cliche moment where you're like, well, it can't be better than last year. It can't be better than last year. And it was incredible just how creative people got. And I loved yours. Yours was
Thanks.
Amazing. It was amazing.
It was so fun to do. It's really like, I mean what I said in my article about like, if you're even thinking of doing it, just do it because it's so rewarding. It's so fun to make something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. As Taylor keeps on dismantling the inn behind me. Okay. So I did want to give away another mug here. Taylor, come on, give away our 3rd mug. Julie Schultz and Karen O. Are you planning, Grace, while we give away this mug, are you planning to join next year's Wheel of Time Idol competition?
Yeah, definitely. I had so much fun doing it this year. So I don't know if I can top what I did this year, but I definitely will think of something for next year.
Nice. Yeah, it's hard again, but like I've seen people enter. By the way, Taylor accidentally closed the giveaway, so he's going to enter. Did you start a new giveaway for them? Yes, I did. Taylor started a new giveaway, so to enter that, you need to you need to enter the raffle again. And technically, the people that already won have another chance. So if you want a chance at the last 2 mugs, you got to enter again. Only enter once, please. Do you already have a topic, Grace, for Wheel of Time Idol? You don't have to tell us what the topic is, but are there some topics that are kind of mulling around in your mind?
I have a couple ideas that I'm floating around, but I haven't settled on anything yet.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. You don't. And I'm always curious. This year seemed to have very thematically land fear was a lot of.
It really did. I think people were trying to maybe sway you a bit.
I know.
Singing about land fear.
And apparently, I could only vote if it was 50-50, and we never had one of those. So thankfully, we were really close. We were so close. But yes, thankfully. Let me bring in this caller here. And let's see what they have to say. Hey, welcome to the This Wheel. Who's this?
Wow, I guess I'm the last caller. This is Daniel from like a few good chunks of episodes ago. The episode about the shadow spawn, if you remember that one.
Oh wow! You called way back then. That was a fun episode about shadow spawn for sure.
That was. I wanted to call in last week, but unfortunately, you vetoed that. So I know. Unfortunately, had to say.
I know.
I had to save my question. I had to save my question about the Shan-Chan.
So that's okay. That's okay. So what is the question you are calling with?
So, my opinion. So, red level spoilers for anyone who's in here for the end of the books. And
yeah.
for
I'll put that back up. Yeah, this is gonna be more spoilers for anyone that's this is to the end of the book here. So, but go ahead.
Personally, my question is, do you guys think the Shan-Chan Empire is about probably going to fall within the next maybe 100 years within the Dragon Piece? Because if you really think so, the entire royal family's been executed.
That's a good question, Grace. Do you think that what's your thought for the future of the Shan-Chan? Do you think that's going to resolve itself in any way to the benefit of the rest of the world, or do you think the Shan-Chan will actually take over?
So I have bought into Lesbi Nerdy's headcanon of what happens, which involves Min, Elida, and Matt. I forget who else, but sort of causing a revolution within the Shan-Chan and changing things for the better. Not sure exactly all the details, but she's talked about it, and I think that's a really interesting idea.
Okay. Daniel,
I always thought that the Aes Sedai would send a secret party over to start disrupting things, if that makes sense. With all the new skills that they've learned, thanks to not being stuck up, pretentious B words. Excuse my French. That's my attitude.
I think it's interesting to think that the Aes Sedai would maybe take advantage of some of the additional capabilities they have. But from what Avienda sees, I don't know, some of that stuff, I thought I saw something in the notes about the Shan-Chan. So that's a good one for anyone that's visiting. Look up the Shan-Chan because I want to say I thought I read something about what happens after, but maybe not. Maybe I'm misremembering that. Hey, Daniel, thank you very much for calling in, man. I appreciate you waiting to actually make it happen here since you couldn't call in during the Shan-Chan episode. And
thank you, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, the show has kind of helped me through getting through the books. I am currently nearly done.
Awesome.
On my technically first read through, although I've had stuff spoiled for me. So,
well, yeah. Hopefully, it wasn't us. Hopefully, we didn't accidentally or purposely spoil anything for you. So, have a good one. Okay.
No. That was pretty much friends who were like, and then this happens. So,
okay. Well, have a good one and good luck on finishing the series, and definitely we'll see you back here at the end. Have a good night.
Hopefully.
Okay.
Night.
Bye-bye. Okay, there is one more caller that's hanging on. Taylor, why don't you go close this out? Let's get our last two as you've dismantled the inn behind me. This is a weird way to look at the inn now. There's just the sign. At one point, there wasn't a sign. It was just, that actually does look really fake. It looks like a fake background. It looks like I have a green screen going on. That's weird. Go ahead and Taylor and pick our third winner. Go for it. And congratulations to, I'm going to like, ooh, Z Neighbor. Z Neighbor has won a Dusty Wheel mug. Congratulations, Z Neighbor. Are you zooming out? Yeah. Z Neighbor, you can contact us, like I said, on Discord, or you can contact us on social media as Taylor zooms out and makes it more dramatic. And okay, Taylor, give us our last winner, and we'll take this last call and let Grace get on with Grace this evening. So, turn off the spoiler banner. Here you go. And there you go. Z Neighbor's like, what? You won a Dusty Wheel mug. So congratulations. And our, oops, I turned on there we go. And our last one, did you pick our last winner?
No, do you want me to hit this really quick?
Yes, let's hit that really quick. This is in celebration of our guest tonight. Not only is it going to be our last Dusty Wheel episode from this will also be our last, what we like to call around here, our last sweat tent. So let's get this place a little. Taylor's behind us. Taylor's behind. Are you okay there?
I did not see it. That was so embarrassing.
You're good. You're on screen right now.
I hit the sign.
Everybody relax in this last moment of the Dusty Wheel. Now the Dusty Wheel is like off kilter there, Taylor.
Sorry.
Good job. So in the sweat tent, can you explain to us the purpose of a sweat tent? I'm gonna put you on the spot here, Grace. What is the purpose of a sweat tent?
Well, I will say one thing I saw in the notes was about men and women being in the sweat tent. And in the notes, it says that traditionally it's men only and women only, and to have a co-ed sweat tent would be uncomfortable. So that's the one thing that was confirmed in the notes.
You were looking to see it, yeah.
But there wasn't a whole lot else on the sweat tents. But the purpose is to relax, to gossip, to talk with your sphere siblings, sometimes to get some dirt and grime off yourself, relax your tense muscles after a long day of raiding.
Everyone relax. Everyone relax right now.
Yes.
Okay, no one else is watching, Grace. Is there a little bit of gossip you want to share that no one else is going to hear? Because it's just us in the sweat tent chatting about the Wheel of Time.
A little bit of gossip.
A little gossip, yeah.
From the notes or just gossip in
just
general?
Gossip, Wheel of Time gossip in general. Yeah.
Wheel of Time gossip.
How do you really feel about season 1? No one's listening, so.
I can't say anything people don't already know. I think we need to see more Tom is what I will say.
We need more Tom.
Tom.
That's a good request.
Yeah.
Let me ask everyone else here. There's no one else here, actually. Don't just ignore what I just said.
Okay.
Do you think we need more Tom in season 2? That's a good question. So let's ask that. Taylor, you gave, was that our last? We did one more mug. So one more mug. We'll answer this call here. I agree with that. I would like to see more Tom. I want them to build out that character a lot more than they have given us so far. So, and our final winner tonight, here we go. Malkier Talk said, can't say anything means Grace does have gossip. And our last winner is, Taylor, who was that? Oh, Mistress Dovey. Mistress Dovey has won a Dusty Wheel mug. Congratulations, Mistress Dovey. That is first for Mistress Dovey, too. So that was for 4 new winners tonight. Please reach out. You can reach out on social media, too, on Twitter, on Facebook. If you do not have Discord and don't want to log in there, remember to mention that you won a mug. It can take 6 to 8 weeks. Just ask everybody else who's won mugs. It just depends on when there's a sale. So, but Z Neighbor, if you have, hopefully you have some account, some social media, maybe an Instagram, Facebook. If you have no Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or Discord, it's going to be hard to claim your mug. I'm trying to think of a way that we can get it to Z Neighbor. I'll think about that. I'll take our last caller here and we'll let everybody go. Welcome to the Dusty Wheel. Who's this?
Hi. It's DLG and my buddy Kev.
Hey, how you doing?
Is this Delusions?
Yeah.
And Kev.
And Kev.
And oh, hey, how you all doing?
Doing great.
So you are the final callers of the final night of the Dusty Wheel in the sweat tent. Give me some Wheel of Time gossip.
In the sweat tent, getting sweaty. Guess who we got sweaty with today?
Who's that?
She's the host of a podcast.
Oh, yeah?
She's a first-time reader. Her name is Danny. We may have met in the flesh.
Nice.
Pretty cool.
That's exciting.
Well, Delusions drops her earpiece.
Yeah.
Yeah, up in Calgary visiting, and I got to hang out with both Delusions and Danny today. So I feel pretty bloody lucky.
That's awesome.
And we're capping it off.
Kevin Delusions hanging out with Danny. Yeah, this is the best way to cap it off.
Yeah.
So Delusions, I do have to ask you, do you agree with Robert Jordan's assessment of Grendel's character from the notes?
Yes, obviously. We all know that she didn't plan to kill Asmo. It was never intentional. She didn't arrive and be like, here I am. She literally showed up to hang out with Ravine and be like, yo, bro, we still balling? And then she landed in the same place as Asmo, and she was like, well, I'm just going to take this, like, treacherous asshole out of here. Balefire, see ya. Yes, like, you know, one more notch for me is nameless, and then, like, went on her merry way. It's very clear in the text, man.
When you put it like that, I can't argue. Right?
I see.
It seems pretty clear.
Okay. I do like your telling of it, that's for sure. By the way, 99% of those in chat right now think we do need more Tom in season 2. Okay, you two. Kev, Delusions, Grace, thank you so much for ending this show with us. As you can see, we are leaving. Even the Dusty Wheel sign is off kilter at this point. This is the end of the Dusty Wheel here in this home. Yes, Taylor?
Wait a second.
Wait a minute. Did we get a final cast goodbye from Taylor?
Please close your eyes, Father.
I'm going to close my eyes?
Yes.
Okay, hold on, Delusions. Taylor's asking me to close my eyes. Okay, I'm closing my eyes.
Actually, I will touch it.
Live on YouTube, I'm closing my eyes for something going on here. Go ahead.
So we have a little surprise for you. Yeah, so a couple of us got together and we've got a little surprise to show you just as a commemoration of your last show here and as a thank you. So I want to shout out Anas because Anas was a big part of this, putting it together in just like 24 hours.
Amazing. So my eyes are closed. Am I?
You're gonna keep your eyes closed.
Okay. And now I'm. Delusions and Kev are here with us too. So hope you guys are enjoying this final surprise.
Okay.
I have to keep my eyes closed still.
We're not going to ruin anything.
Yeah, we're staying quiet.
You're staying quiet. Good. I love it. I love that you were like, stop, and you started talking to Grace. That made me laugh. Oh, what's that, Taylor?
We must be quiet and still in the sweat tent.
Oh, sorry. The sweat tent is about.
I don't know the rules, actually.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's about like gossiping, but chilling is definitely part of it.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay.
This is hard to do from this side of the.
Yeah, that's okay. What else is people doing at this point? You know, people that are sticking around, they like you. So there's lights being turned off. Okay.
Grace, I don't know if you want to do the honors. Without further ado, I don't know if you want me to do.
I'll tell you what Grace said.
You can just press play.
She said you can just press play.
Okay.
Open my eyes yet?
Welcome to the Dusty Wheel. What are we doing? My name is Matt Hatch. I'm the innkeeper here. And, you know, I'm just a fan and looking for a chance to discuss the Wheel of Time with, you know, all my friends and hopefully some of you out there that are interested in today's news. Thank you, Mary, Tal, and Todd for the last 20 some odd years of your lives that you put into this. And when participating, really appreciate it. And so good night from the Dusty Wheel. And as we like to say around here, smash to black.
If you want news and rumors that appeal, welcome to the Dusty Wheel.
Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel.
So thank you for kind of bringing back that speculation that we, as fans all love and crave, and doing it in this platform and format is just genius. I've told you, off air so many times just how much I respect this format. It is such a brilliant idea, and it, continues fan engagement, and you're getting to talk to us in real time, and that is just so important. And so thank you for having this show weekly. It's, genuinely one of my favorite parts of my week when I get to watch. So
we'll keep doing it.
Awesome.
We'll keep doing it.
Yeah,
we've loved it. We've loved it, and it's been fun to bring it. There's so many content creators right now, and it's been so fun to get to know them and listen to how they talk. So many fans are just re-engaging or have always been engaging and are just trying different platforms. This has been a lot of fun. So
it's so great.
What I love about the Dusty Wheel is it's a place where old friends and new friends get together and enjoy and celebrate their love of all things the Wheel of Time. And it's there because Matt made it. It's Matt the Innkeeper. Thank you so much for the Dusty Wheel. I've been there since the beginning. I'll be there until the end. The Dusty Wheel weaves as the Dusty Wheel wills. And we were all just mugs in the pattern.
I freaking love this theory. This is so good.
Hey Matt, it's Brando. Just wanted to say thanks for all that you and the rest of the Dusty Wheel family do for the Wheel of Time community. Tuning into the Dusty Wheel the last few years and spamming the chat has been loads of fun. It reignited my love for the series and the fandom in general. Since this is a place where news and rumors appeal, any chance you might be attached to a certain Dusty Wheel in the Desert as a cameo for season 2? Wink, wink.
See, I love these ideas. I don't know how y'all sit there and come up with them, other than you love theorizing just as much as I do.
Hey Matt, Ashamad, Master of the Deck here. There are a lot of things I love about the Dusty Wheel. It's what keeps me coming back even when the chat gets crazy. I love your enthusiasm and your kindness for each and every one of your guests. I love that you are open to ideas and inspiration for episodes and content, from the super silly to the super serious. And I love that even when things go wrong, you take it in good humor and in stride. You never let us see you sweat. Happy Dusty Wheel Day.
Yeah, great one. Great way to end the callers tonight. Thank you to all of our callers. You were wonderful, brought in some theories. That's the way to do it around here. You're calling in, especially on one of these shows. Bring me a theory. I love it. Love it. We'll always love it till the day I die, I'm sure.
Happy Dusty Wheel Day, dude. I am so thrilled that you got to this point where you have created a YouTube channel with thousands and thousands of viewers who just love talking to you the way I've loved talking to you for the last 20 years. I love the fact that we do a podcast together. I love the community you've built and the community you've encouraged. And I think you are awesome most of the time. Love you, buddy. Happy Dusty Wheel Day.
So yeah. Well, what's that? And so yeah. So we're just gonna wait for her to give us a call back in. Thanks everybody. Yeah, I love all the people that are watching. Taylor's like, hey, while we have a moment, if you guys missed the show, this was given to us by Lauren from the Unwrapping the Pattern. So if you didn't see this last night, this is awesome.
Ty Shard, Dusty Wheel. I love it. I love it a lot. That is very cool. Very cool. Matt and Editor Reborn. Very good, people. Very good. Very good. Ty Shard, you guys. Awesome. 3 years and counting. Woo!
I just love that fans are kind of like digging into these, they're like zooming in as close.
Matt Hatch. What can I say about Matt Hatch? Honestly, thank you so much for all you do for our community, our Wheel of Time community. You were my welcome into the Wheel of Time fandom. Calling into your show is what got me into this fandom, and I thank you for what you do. I've actually said this to other people before, so maybe I should say it to you. I have referred to you as like the heart of our Wheel of Time community. So yeah, you keep us together, and I really, really appreciate you and all you do, and I'm so grateful for you. So thank you.
Great. I love that you are. I love this.
Hey Matt, Silvertooth here. Just wanted to thank you for everything you do for the fandom. You were my introduction to the online community, and I'm never going to be able to thank you enough for that. So congratulations on the new in, and Tyshar Hatch.
That is fandom right there. I love that.
Hello, Matt. Just wanted to say, so proud of you for how far you've come with the Dusty Wheel. So thankful that you've accepted everyone in this community and made us all feel like such a special part of it. And you've built such a family over at the Dusty Wheel, and so excited to see where it's going to take you in the future. So good luck and congratulations.
So yes, I love that. That's a centaur. That's freaking great. Okay.
Yeah. Hey there, Matt and Dusty Wheel crew. So one of the things that I have loved about your show over the last, God, what is it, 2.5, 3 years now, is watching your studio evolve and change from a very bare landscape to this wonderful filled backdrop. Another thing that I quite enjoy is the mug giveaways and how excited fans are to always get picked as a winner. So, love you guys.
Great. I love that you are. I love this.
Hey, Innkeeper Matt Hatch. I just wanted to say thank you so much for being such a gracious and kind steward for this Wheel of Time community. You've welcomed me and many others like me into this fandom over the years, and it's really appreciated. Congratulations on your move, and I can't wait to see what the future brings. Here's to many more adventures.
That's I love the certainty of our fandom.
Hi, Innkeeper. This is Anas. I just wanted to thank you for bringing me to this fandom. You're the glue that holds us together. I just love the way you love everything. The theorizing, the your callers, your guests, chat, your welcoming nature, your enthusiasm. I just love it all, and I'm so grateful for it. Happy Dusty Wheel Day.
Set up. I love this. I love the idea.
Thank you, Matt, for giving us this place where we can meet and geek out. The Dusty Wheel was my gateway back into the fandom, and it gifted me with a fan family that I deeply love, and I wish you many, many great shows at the new inn. Tyshar Innkeeper.
Matt, yeah. Again, I love it. I really love it.
Well, what am I supposed to say? He fucking sits at a desk and talks to people. Everybody knows Taylor runs that fucking place. It's Taylor's show, not Matt's. Matt just asked some good questions. Anybody could do that. A monkey could do that. All right, let's say something. Hey, Matt, congratulations on the new job and the new home. Looking forward to seeing the new Dusty Wheel Inn. You've always been very welcoming to us and having us there, and I hope that continues. And looking forward to seeing you soon, and wish you well. Yeah, that's all right. Bye. Go get my crossbow.
I love the Lunar Theory. Nice.
Hey, Hybrid Havoc here. I want to thank the Innkeeper and Taylor for inviting us all to join them each week in celebrating the Wheel of Time. I love how welcoming and positive this place, this community, continues to be. Happy Dusty Wheel Day.
I just love that fans are kind of like digging into these, they're like zooming in as close.
Hey Dusty Wheel, this is Roof Mistress Leia. I just wanted to pop in real quick and say thank you for everything you do for new content creators and people who are out there that aren't content creators and just like to be guests on shows and talk what. You guys are very supportive of all the creative minds that we have in the community, and I know a lot of us are just thankful to be on the show or participate and just be able to discuss this book series that we love so much. So love you guys and have a great one.
What I love most about the Dusty Wheel is live chat shenanigans, hashtags, and deep levels of nerdery that know no bounds. Thank you, Matt and Taylor, for providing me with a place to meet all my new best friends. And though it's sad that you'll be leaving the original location, I think we all know that the Dusty Wheel is not about the place, it's about the people.
I love what's coming out of fandom lately. I love just how excited people are. Just, I'm seeing all sorts of new content.
Matt, I just want to say congratulations on the Dusty Wheel and moving into a new studio. We're going to have a whole new adventure. I'm really excited for you. I'm so thankful for you and for what you've done for this community. The Dusty Wheel is more than a community. It's an institution. It's something amazing, and it all comes from your obvious love of the Wheel of Time, which we all share. I'm so glad that we have such a wonderful place to congregate and to be together and to talk about the thing we love without judgment. You really just bring a wonderful vibe to this community, and I'm so glad that I can call you friend. I'm glad that I was able to be at the studio and that I was able to break bread with you, and just thank you so much for all you do for this community, for the Wheel of Time. Your passion and love of this series is so clear and drives everything that you do, and I'm just glad that I can call you friend.
Steve, I love everyone's I love hopefully all enjoying kind of trying to break down this theory. That's the fun part.
I was going to sing you a song, and it would have gone something along the lines of, "Mine eyes have seen the glory of the mighty Dusty Wheel." But no. Instead, I wrote you a poem. I have a place I love to go for the way it makes me feel. The welcoming smiles that, yeah, we get it. It's fan-freakingly unreal. We all share the same best friends, while we swap news and rumours that appeal. But one thing we know is the innkeeper's the glue. And so to Matt Hatch, we humbly kneel.
I love it. I love this kind of live adding on to these theories.
The Dusty Wheel has long been very special to me, not just because of the innkeeper's wife's famous shepherd's pie, or because the innkeeper always keeps a stash of my favorite eclairs from Faldara, but because sometimes you just want to go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. So innkeeper, you Amazon shill, you, good luck with your move. May Amazon quintuple your funding for your new location, and maybe consider ceiling fans.
I love it. I love all of the speculation around where this happens and when this happens.
Hi, I'm Reese Sedai. The Dusty Wheel has played such a huge role in making me feel more a part of this fandom. I love the Wheel of Time books, and it's so awesome to have a place to talk to people about them, because I don't get to do that very often. And with the show coming out, it's been a great place to come and speculate and dive into all of the little things that are released to us. It's been a lot of fun, and I can't wait for what's to come. I wish you many more turnings of the wheel, and good luck in your new location. Tyshar, Innkeeper.
Oh, I love it.
Hey Matt, it's Tom from Barbarian. I'm calling you here from work because frankly you're that important to me. I just wanted to say goodbye to the old Dusty Wheel set. It's a place that I love. I had a lot of great memories there, and I want to say congratulations for moving on to bigger and better things, and I can't wait to see what the new set looks like. I also wanted to take the time to say thank you. Thank you for doing what you do. We all love the Dusty Inn. We love the great guests that you have, like me. Seriously, though, congratulations. I can't wait to see the new set and hopefully visit you soon. Bye-bye.
Okay. Looney Theory it is. I love it. Let's hear it.
Hi, Matt. This is Kev, your friendly Australian hardcore fan freak from Perth. A little over 2 years ago, I stumbled into the Dusty Wheel looking for show news. And I found your incredible theory crafting and deep dives, but most importantly, I found my people. I've been incredibly lucky to have just spent the last month bouncing around North America, meeting and spending time with Watt fans from all over, and forging lifelong friendships. It all started with taking a leap into the voice chat of the Dusty Wheel. I remember that first voice chat, welcomed warmly by Delusions of Grendel and Dana Lou, among many others. Your channel and community has opened a door that has legitimately changed my life. Thank you, Matt and the Dusty Wheel fam. Big love to all you bloody glorious nerds.
Man, I love chat. Chat has way too much fun.
Hey, Innkeeper, Nerdy Guy. I just wanted to say thank you for creating such a safe and inviting space for the Wheel of Time fandom. You're one of the only constants that we've had over the past few years, and I can honestly say that I've stayed afloat because of the Dusty Wheel. So thank you to you and the Innkeeper family. You mean more to us than words can express.
Tyrion, I love it. Love it. Love it. That's great.
Hi, Jessica Sedai here.
Just wanted to take a moment and say thank you, Matt. Congratulations. Much love to you, the Hatch family, and glory to all the mods. Thank you for the Dusty Wheel. This is how I found the fandom, and it's been an amazing place to hang out. And thank you for giving us a place to be whatever kind of fan we want to be. Good luck in the new space, and I can't wait to see what kind of memories we make as we go forward. Taishar. Okay, bye.
I love it. I love it.
Hello there. Andrew Bod of Time here. Pod composer of the intro to the Dusty Wheel. And there isn't much to say except I love the Dusty Wheel 'cause they welcome you in to a safe and open-minded inn.
Everyone in chat. As we say around here, good night from the Dusty Wheel and smash to black. I love this place, man. I love you guys. I love it. Yeah, that was, I say I love things a lot. Grace, for you and Anas putting that together and clearly interfacing with Taylor here to make that happen. That was really special for all of you that either participated or were just here. You had me every single minute where you'd cut to me saying I love something was really amazing. So, let me say this to all of you, which, and I think I've said this, and it bears repeating, which is those of you in chat that talked about being here and being part of this community, it makes a huge difference that you show up and we just enjoy the love of the Wheel of Time together. This couldn't have happened without sacrifices by my wife, my kids, Zoe, Caitlin, and obviously this guy behind me. He deserves a lot of the love that he's received from you all. And so much love to Taylor and his wife, Tayan, who has also been a part of this ever since they started dating. She got to see this craziness from behind the scenes from that moment. So much love for everyone who's kind of put time into this, that you show up and be part of this. Whether or not you're guests, you're in chat, you make comments on social media, tell people about the Dusty Wheel. It's always been appreciated to me personally. And that was really hard for me to watch because as Taylor well knows, I have a hard time like hearing compliments. So I will say this: I really very much appreciate everything that you just put in time to make a special note and let me know how much you appreciate this crazy place we put together. So, Grace, thank you so much, Anas, and to all of you. I love you all, and I appreciate this moment. I'm seeing so many love comments in chat. This is killing me. But thank you so much, Taylor. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I saw somebody mention in chat, they're like, it's not like this is the last Dusty Wheel. That's right. This is not the last episode.
Next Wednesday with a deep dive into...
We'll be back hopefully next Wednesday, as long as Taylor can set this thing up. And
I have a couple people to thank.
Yeah, go for it.
Firstly, Andrel and Micah have been a huge part of the Dusty Wheel, being the song. And the thing that everyone recognizes and loves jamming out to at that 1 minute and 45 seconds starting shortly. So thank you very much for your time there. And to Ethan, our original helper at the very beginning with Collins and running the show. It's been a phenomenal experience so far, and I'm very excited to see what we do with the next 3 years.
Yeah, me too. And I would be remiss if I did not thank also Mary, Todd, and Natalia, and Brian, the genius of Barside Chats, good friends from Theoryland days. That a lot of the spirit of this place comes from Theoryland. So thank you all. Yeah, you are good friends and will always be lifelong friends. But I've met so many more of you now. I can't believe there are this many of you out there. I thought we found you all when we had Theoryland, but that's not true. So, and then much love to the mods, and Grace is one of them. You guys help to kind of set the tone here at the Dusty Wheel, and really appreciate all the sacrifice you make and time that you put into this place. Because again, other than just kind of hanging out, that's the purpose of this, is hanging out and talking about the thing we love the most. So Grace and all my mods, thank you so much for being here. And and I will explain this last note. I call Brian a genius because I can't even remember like where the first time it happened, but Brian called himself a genius once, and so I always mention that he's a genius. But he'll have to explain that. I can't even remember how he got to genius. All I know is I call him genius now all the time. But he always laughs because I bring it up and no one ever knows the story. I think I forgot the story. So that's a great way to end this show today. Taylor, any final thoughts?
I had one, but I forgot it. The thing is, it's not over, and so we're gonna see you next week.
We will see you all next week. So, to the Dusty Wheel Season 2 next week, right. Everybody.
Oh, yes. Thank you all. And I know it's just reworking kind of the thing you just said, but this was kind of a last-minute Dusty Wheel day as we kind of planned it end of day yesterday. And so we're excited for May 18th to go on every single year.
Dusty Wheel Day.
Celebrating all of us in fandom.
Yeah, that was a fun day. I like Dusty Wheel Day. That was awesome. So thanks to everybody that's made it just a lot of fun today, and we'll see you next week. Okay, this is it. This is it. You ready for this? Are you gonna take part?
Well, we have to do one thing first.
You're doing one thing? Oh, okay. A final goodbye from this place. Nerdy Guns, the sign is crooked. Yeah, that was Taylor's fault. He was turning on the sweat tent and hit his head on that thing. Oh wow, you're making this pretty dramatic as we end this place. So, oh wow, are you really gonna do that like in front of everybody? Taylor's really adding to the drama tonight.
1 second. Sorry.
Okay, while we're here, somebody give me a theory in chat. Their favorite season 2 theory they've come up with. While we wait for Taylor to figure this thing out. Come on. Grace, do you have a favorite season 2 theory?
Not off the top of my head at this hour of the evening, no. So
I will. How do you get to sleep?
I will defer to chat. I'm sure they have something fun.
You're going to hold the sign as we smash to black? Okay, here we go. The drama. This is it. You ready? Okay. As we say around here, good night from the Dusty Wheel, and smash to black. Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel. You went right to kill it. Look at you, you're all ready. You're just done. I mean, this is like this is
really well. And now I'm like, great, my turn.
And if you don't like that, and you want to say, well, Robert Jordan could have made the 2 rivers all white. He could have, but he didn't. So
Just complimented me on my dress, and as you can clearly see, I'm
sad. I see Naomi as something along the lines of a Shida Haran analog.
It does make sense why it outlasted the breaking.
Yeah.
See, this is why I have Therese in the show, because she's going to correct everything that.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Dusty Wheel Show. What? Meme Off Challenge! Yay!
Pair of like baby face mounted on like a huge body. So like all of a sudden,
this is not just
like,
a traditional fantasy, right? There are sci-fi
and
elements.
Just a moment ago, Rafe tweeted something. So let me get my guest in here with me, and
probably I would say put in 70-80% of the work. I got to be over the shoulder and be like, no,